off with the college football playoff. Oh my goodness. Can we just say the committee got it right?
No.
Why?
No, we can't. Because it was good games. It was good games. And it was good matchups. And I agree. And I'm going to I'm jumping the gun on our conversation a little bit. But it's a little odd to me that FSU's doing all this crying. I ain't hear a word from Georgia motherfuckers. And when we was in Alabama, all I heard from motherfuckers at Skybar was how bad the Georgia fan base was, how much they hate Georgia, how much they can't stand Georgia fans. I actually want to clap it up, just a slow one, quick one, for the Georgia fans, because I ain't hear no bitching. And I think they could have made a strong case to being over Texas. But the committee did get it. They did do a good job.
I mean, if you look at both of those games, both of them came down to the final play. Final play.
I stayed up all night for the second game.
Me too.
All night.
I mean, just in the Texas game, we're going to get to that one, but just in the very last play, the fact that Texas was able to get the ball back, I know we had the injury and that stopped the clock and this and that, but for them to come all the way down the field and then have a shot to win the game, you would have been thinking when Washington had the ball, run the clock out, you know you're going to get the 2 timeouts. Again, the injury timeout hurt, but it's basically over. The fact that they even made it a game, made there's multiple chances at the end zone, I was pretty shocked. I actually thought they were going to win it. There was a lot of people that I knew that had a lot of money on Washington. Dave Portnoy.
Of course. That was the only bet.
Portnoy
that
winning.
was the bet of the day. Like, people, like the Alabama game, it was like, I think Alabama, if you bet on Michigan, you got some balls.
Yeah.
But like, it was like, I think Alabama, but this night game, I was like, I'm cool. If Michael Penix selling me, I'm cool with it. And I didn't even know he was on Free Hooley. I didn't even know he was on repping his hometown like that. I didn't even know he was on wearing purple silk do-rags, John in the road. I'm like, damn, my money's in good hands. So shout out Michael Penix. Even though he was definitely showcased why he's probably the most underrated QB prospect. I mean, he be dropping balls in the bucket. Romeo Odunze is a problem. I mean, they have 3 pro wide receivers, but Endo and Johnson's a problem too. His foot might be fucked up.
I doubt he plays.
His foot's been fucked up since like week 6, bro. So I got to watch out for that. But I won't get to this Bama game. I want to ask you this question about the final play. What did you think about that final play? Because I saw a lot of conversations about motherfuckers say it was a bad call, this, bad call, that. People was even doing like, they was trying to do their own film breakdowns. What did you think about that final play?
So when you look at it, it looks like it was a designed run just from
the
play. I'm almost going to just go back to what everyone's talking about with Chase and the snap. And it was a low snap, and he had to like reach down low to get the snap, and he was already almost, momentum was taking him forward, so he just had to go at the line of scrimmage, and they knew it was coming. And you saw on the sideline reporters at the end of the game asking the Michigan defensive backs, and they're saying, what was the play? And we knew it was going to be a designed run.
Right.
But if you look at it like from his view, you also have a streaking running back on the left side of the field where if you just dump it off, it's a foot race to the end zone. Maybe he gets into the corner of the end zone.
Right, but that was like a dead design run, and he's just supposed to occupy the DB on the left side. And the problem I had with motherfuckers trying to criticize a play call, at first I'm questioning it too, because it's like, damn. Because there's 2 things I have. There's people that break down the play call. First of all, there's people that were like, it was a wide open lane. Bro, there's an overhanging corner.
What was wide open about it?
Playing off the edge. Playing in the biggest game of his life. And he's a damn good football player. He was going to at least try to tackle Jalen Milroe. If he held him up for a second. For Milroe to score there, he would have had to completely run through that tackle. So, I mean, all right. You made a good point about that snap, and that motherfucker is in the portal.
Yeah.
He did.
He's gone.
He did, bro. Like, do you think it had anything to do with it? Because, the whole game I was looking at Twitter and he was fucking up, bro. Like, do you think that had anything to do with it? Because my fault. And Kurt Hershey was blowing my shit. Because when he was trying to say, "Oh, that was on Milroe too," that was, come on, bro.
He said he got to handle this.
Come on, bro. I know bro's family watching and all that, but he is the center for Alabama. If he fuck up, he fuck up. When McCarthy did the pick on the first play of the game, y'all wasn't about to be like, "Oh, that wasn't J.J. McCarthy's fault." Y'all was gonna call J.J. McCarthy a dumbass, but.
So I was listening to Saban today on the Pat McAfee show, and he was explaining that there were similar issues and problems when they played Auburn in the Iron Bowl with all the clapping. And he was saying that Auburn players were clapping to get attention to other defensive backs and safeties for an audible or a different play or a player that was in motion, something like that. And that was throwing off the center because they're playing the whole claps. And that's when the snap's supposed to come out. So with it being so loud in the Rose Bowl, maybe, and at least what Saban was saying and what they were talking about on Pat's show today is maybe with the loudness there and the crowd and the claps, he wasn't confident enough. Maybe he heard a clap. He doesn't know if it's on 2 now. Was that 1? I know it's on 2. I'm so confused now. Then they have AQ Shipley on, 12-year NFL vet center, and he's like, it's like the yips in golf, was his quote. And it's like, if you don't have that confidence, then you don't know like where you're supposed to.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm like, all right, valid, but
also too,
you are a center on Alabama in the
you
Rose
still have
Bowl.
that defensive
we
line.
can't be having these problems.
Michigan was all over them from the jump, from the beginning.
No,
so it's like
bad,
now I got to worry about how fast I can get this ball out. Am I on the right cadence? And as soon as I snap the ball, I got to make sure 5 of these guys don't get the 5th sack in the first 6 minutes of the damn game.
I'm gonna keep it 100 though. I'm gonna keep it 100. Michigan, like, quote unquote, dominated the game. This is gonna sound crazy. Michigan, quote unquote, dominated the game, but I literally think Alabama could have won by at least 10 if they wanted to. At least 10 if they wanted to. Like, shout out to Michigan for getting a dub, because this is what makes playoffs so great, right? Is Michigan, in my opinion, better than Alabama? Fuck no, hey. But this certain day, when Alabama, I don't think they had their best game, Michigan played a damn good game. I don't think Michigan played their best game either. But I think, like, their best game they could play. But I think this is the best game we see Michigan play all season in the context, maybe besides the Ohio State game, but in the context that is fucking Alabama on the Rose Bowl. So shout out to Michigan. They have a problem versus the Penix in the chip. I know where my money's going. I don't think Michigan can score with these boys. And I don't think they're going to be fucking up with Washington.
But you talk about another, Pac-12 defense who lets up a shitload of points.
Oh, yeah, Blake Corum going to have I might drive the jersey, change my geolocation to take Blake Corum rushing yards. Like, he might do something.
Multiple touchdowns.
Yeah, like, he might do something crazy. But I got Washington.
I mean, for
it's be the way better story. Oh, but they going to try to do this whole Jim Harbaugh suspension. Oh, my God.
So, well, you bring up the
and
point
they win
with
the national
Harbaugh.
championship.
Is he now solidified that he's leaving Michigan after this year? Is he going to go to the NFL now, win or lose?
But, like, why would
Because that's the conversation now.
Like, why would he do that? Like, why? I understand that's a conversation, but why? Look what he's done at Michigan, bro. They've been, for all intents and purposes, dominating the game, the series in the last 5 years. I think they've won 3 of the last 5. They've been in the college football playoff the last 2-3 years in a row. And the Natty. He's losing his best crop, which is like the J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum crop. Aiden was before that too, in that whole crop, which was a nasty recruiting crop. Shout out to Jim Harbaugh for that. But I don't think what he's built at Michigan, we haven't seen him this relevant in so long. He's so comfy cozy, bro. He could Joe Pa this thing out. Like, he don't gotta go nowhere, bro.
Doesn't have to go anywhere.
He could put himself in a position where he could start getting that saving bag. Cause the motherfuckers at Michigan got it. And they love that motherfucker. We did this for you, Jim. They love that motherfucker like that, bro. I understand the conversation, but if I'm him, I don't know if I'm leaving, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough now because
if he goes to the NFL, where's he gonna go? Carolina? Motherfucker, no. You gonna go Denver?
Chicago?
Hell no.
Because it was last year. It was Denver. Then that kind of fizzled out, and we just see more and more. We have the possibility of him leaving, and then teams fizzle out, and he fizzles out, and he's going to stay in Michigan. And then we really thought that when all these allegations came out that and his contract got stripped. Now, obviously, the extension is back, right. But when it was stripped, it was like, oh, wait a minute. Now he can just say, you know what? I'm done. But if you win here, isn't it? It's not that. Maybe it is. Maybe it's like it's time. I did everything I could, and now it's time to go join my brother back in the NFL.
Everybody trying to get into the league. I didn't even peep though. The two brothers could both win a chip this year. College Harbaugh, NFL Harbaugh. Somebody.
Did you see the side? I guess the sideline reporters after the game.
His dad is not like a real human being.
It's unbelievable.
No, he doesn't look real. He looks like the character in in Smash Bros. You know what I'm talking about? He looks like
Is
that.
it Waluigi?
No, the all black motherfucker that looks like a professor. I think his name is like the professor or some shit, and his head big as shit on a skinny ass neck. That's what Papa Harbor look like. That motherfucker.
It looks like a spitting image of a
Oh
boat.
no, it does. Nah, it
wild.
does. But
It's a little weird.
he didn't look real to me. Like it looked like if you touched him, he was just like.
he's
Like,
an
that
industry
shit-
plant.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, that was it. Was definitely a good win there for
Shout out
Michigan.
Papa Harbor.
Fun game to watch. Another like thing that kind of confused me. So I had, and maybe this is me being biased towards my bet, I had Alabama over 21.5 team total, and
You are sick as fuck.
sick as fuck. Especially on that play, but also you win the toss. It's not the question of why you didn't choose to get the ball first.
No, you don't choose to get the ball.
I understand that, but like, why don't we just, and even if we get held on fourth down, we kick the field goal, let's go trust our defense. And many people could say, well, the running game, Blake Corum just killed them and in 2 plays got in the end zone. And that's fine.
Game over.
But they were up there. When you got to play, you're going to play a little bit more conservative if you're down or if you scored first. Maybe I'm saying that for my bad, because if you just get held on fourth and you kick the field goal, then I get it.
Yeah, them boys scored 20 points the whole game, bro. They scored 7 points in the second half.
It was 3 and out after 3 and out, and they weren't stretching the
You
field.
get one stop, bro. We had the best Alabama kicker of all time.
This was almost a
Get a stop,
perfectly
kick it
played
on.
game outside of the third quarter. If they played if that third quarter doesn't happen and they come out in the first half, they come out in the second half like they did,
by like 7.
they would have killed them.
10 by like 10 or 14, bro. But it sounds crazy because Michigan really dominated the game, but they really like Bama could have won that by 14. Bro.
I mean, how about if you look towards the end of the game, the possible it could have been a safety there to end the game on that punt. Special teams killed them, and you look at from the first series, the interception, it wasn't an interception, but you almost turned the ball over, and then you punt it away. Then Bama gets the ball back, they punt it away, muff punt. Like, all the momentum was trying to get to Alabama's side, and it just did not work out because the defense, the sacks, the center issues. It was like we're talking about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. It's second in a million. We can't even get positive plus yards on first down. So you got to just give some hats off. We had everybody talking all over social media where it's, Saban got out coached, and maybe he did. But there was a lot of miscues and negative plays on both sides. You can look at Alabama on offense and these miscues with the snaps and these negative plays on first down. And then you can throw the same shade on Michigan for special teams. Michigan should have had this game.
Shout out to the ESPN crew too for making adjustments. We ain't paying the JJ McCarthy pop this year. No crazy,
Damn, bro.
No crazy allegations going.
No crazy
We
allegations.
made some adjustments. We don't always got paying the people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
I remember that clip did pretty good of the.
We don't always got paying.
We're not gonna say it
You can let
again.
people
It
have
doesn't
their
need to be
you can let people
stated.
have their privacy and watch their kids.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, Texas and Washington. Michael Penix moves on. 37-31 in a nail biter. Again, coming down to the final play. And Washington takes this one. Another undefeated team. 2 14-0 teams heading to the chip. This is was just a
We got
really fun game.
we got the BCS national championship.
Yep.
This would have been the BCS national championship with no committee.
Yep.
And like I said, 2 years in a row. Can we all agree? Maybe besides 2015 when Ohio State went with Cardell Jones and Zeke and them, the games weren't as good, but that college football playoff was nice. This was probably the best college football playoff. Last year was probably the best college football playoff, and this one took the cake. We'll see what the chip game has to offer. But I personally think we are going to miss the 14 playoff. I understand with all the opt-outs, like we were getting 20, 30, 40, 50 people in the FSU game opting out for New Year's Six Bowls. That's insane, and that's ruining the integrity of the New Year's Six. So the 12-team playoff will probably bring back the integrity of these Orange Bowls and the Peach Bowls and shit like that, and it'll be more fun to watch. I just think we're going to have the Liberties of the world in there, and we're going to have the UCFs of the world in there, and we're going to have the Cincy's of the world in there.
The Liberty.
Missouri's going to play somebody. Are they going to be able to score points? I just don't. I think that first weekend of the 12-team playoff might be a little unless we see some upsets. I have to see. What I do think would be cool, though, is that second weekend on, that from when it goes to 8 teams and all, I think that would be cool. But I do honestly think when they make 30 for 30s and shit about the 14 playoffs, motherfuckers gonna be sitting back at our age at like 35, 40, like, damn, we ain't appreciate the 14. We was hating on the 14 because we was trying to get it changed. But the 14, think about how much they made these conference championship games big, these late season rivalry games, how big they, like, the Grave Digger's not that big. I mean, it's big, but it's not as big if it just puts them into a bigger New Year's Six Bowl, like, you know what I'm saying, or the SEC championship game. And instead, it puts them into the college football playoff for a chance to play for the national championship game. So I don't know. Shout out to the 14 college football playoff. I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna miss you.
And you got for the chip game, you have Washington taking it.
Cover the spread or whatever it is. Money line, kid.
Really? So you're going with the underdog? I was all underdogs.
What's the spread? I don't even care what it is, bro. I don't even care what it is, bro. I'm taking Washington. Tripping, boy.
With
how could I bet on Michigan with a straight face? I think if you're not from Michigan and you bet on Michigan, like, you just might be. You're either a really weird person, or you're one of those. Oh my god, Penix money line. That shit that's probably like plus 180. You're either a really weird person, or you're one of those bettors that's like super obsessive about hitting all your bets and not having any inkling of fun, which is cool.
But,
so,
like,
it's cool for some people. That's cool.
I'm gonna say I was on.
Sometimes
Bama.
I have fun. I punch buttons like the UFC joint I showed you. I had Josh Emmett money line in there. Like, that was just me being like, I'm gonna bet on Josh Emmett. Like, here, fuck it.
I was on Bama.
I was about to get crashed out,
but I think right now, even though I want to see Penix win it, why can't we just say, you know what, like, Harbaugh, go get it.
Taking Michigan.
I think I am. That defense really scared me.
You think they're gonna cover a 4.5 point spread?
I don't give a fuck about covering 4.5. I'm talking about natty champions and JJ McCarthy.
Taking money line?
I'm just gonna the money lines. They're heavy. It's like plus 165 for Washington, and Michigan is minus 150. I think minus 145. They're favorites. It's almost the same line as the Bama game too. It's the same thing. So maybe we'll do a team total though, or the over is 56.5. So I think we can get that if the teams like to score, and teams that play Washington score, and so does Washington. So I kind of like the over there, 56.5. Let's get to the
boys was underdogs versus Oregon twice.
Underdogs everywhere they play. Everywhere they play.
It's been the same line. It's literally been this line. 4.5 is gonna get bet on 3.5. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm taking the Phoenix is not gonna lose by more than a field goal. I'm gonna just stamp that. You might not win that motherfucker, but
we'll go Michigan for me and Washington for Mooka Belly.
Betting on JJ McCarthy when Phoenix is on their side.